Hi there. What drives your success or your failure? What are the critical elements that drive your experience? There are three major drivers of your experience. I will show you in this video a new paradigm which, when you understand and apply it, will open your eyes and allow you to take charge of your daily experience. We are going to discuss the third element driver, which is resources, on how it impacts your everyday action. Hi, I am Coach Soul. Welcome to our Performance Edge Weekly Wisdom, where spirit drives performance. Today, I will share with you a new paradigm on the impact of resources within the different dimensions of human experience, particularly how it's beyond the resources themselves, but rather the perception of a need for the resources. This will be the third set of 3 videos among the 3 key drivers of your experience. In case you have not seen yet part 1, where I share self-projection, how it's a major key driver, and the second video, part 2, how social conformity, color, and drive. So I highly recommend you go check them out and come back to this one. Now today, first, I will lay out the foundation of spirit performance coaching so you can understand the upcoming Performance Edge Wisdom Nuggets I'm going to share in this video today. Second, I will briefly share with you on how key resources can be seen as an obvious drivers at first glance, but with your new understanding of the foundation of a quantum door and the different dimensions of human experience, you will be equipped with a new awareness that will allow you to be a leader of your experience from a higher level. And third, in this video, I will show you a nuance and a key concept that will help you make key distinctions in the mental dimension and emotional dimension going forward when it comes to resources, which will translate into a new behavior choices and you leading success in your experience. You ready? Let's jump in. So it's clear humans experience themselves in 5 dimensions. The first dimension is a physical dimension, sensation. That dimension is experienced through the 5 senses: touch, smell, hearing, taste, vision, and is regulated with apparent law of physics and biology, right? That's your reality. And the next dimension is a mental dimension, which is regulated by the intellect, your thoughts. It's expand, flexible, move fast. The next dimension is the emotional dimension, which is regulated by your emotions and your feelings. And feelings are the end product of your experience. And then you have the spirit dimension, or the principal dimension. It's not visible through our eyes, through our naked eyes, because it's in a quantum field, but it exists. Why? Because we can see its impact. For example, the principle of gravity, right? The principle of electromagnetism. Then the 5th dimension, you have a depth dimension. It's where your spirit is out of your physical body, which is another dimension. It's just that we cannot access it with our 5 senses. So that is a structural relationship that is important to grasp as a first pillar. Now, the second pillar to understand and apply spirit is that existence is a reflection of your essence. Existence is a reflection of your essence. And let me remind you that your essence is your authentic divine self, that which you want to know more of, which happens through experience. So I explained that extensively in my prior videos. If you want to review that, you can go back and look at it. But here, I'm not going to spend too much time on it. But with that said, if existence is a reflection of your essence, experience is a reference for your existence, which is your reality. And so if you follow that trail, attention is a gateway to your experience. Why attention is a gateway to experience? Why it's relevant? Because attention being a gateway to your experience that allow you to really tune into that experience. So now with those 2 pillars, you can understand now the third pillar of a quantum door, which is your reality is a reflection of your spirit materialized into form. So with that, you can see the 3 pillars and how they fit in. As a quick summary, the first pillar is the 5 dimension of human experience. The second pillar, we talk about how existence is a reflection of our essence. And third, your reality is a reflection of your spirit materialized into form. So with that understanding, now we can move on to the second part of the video and share with you a new perspective how the third key driver of your experience, which is resources. So now please pay attention because it's beyond what I'm going to share right at the second. And I hope you keep an open mind until the end, because by resources, you can include what? You can include energy. Like, do you have enough energy to act or to think or to do, some work, some task. Or another resources can be time. Are you on a deadline or do you have all the time in the world? And of course, resources like money. Do you have enough money or do you have enough money to sustain yourself or you don't, right, through your existence? Those are obvious ones as resources. But here is a kicker, and that's one performance edge nugget. In today's video, I want you to pay attention. The driving force is not necessarily in the resources themselves, but rather your perception of what you think you need. And here the key word is your perception of what you think you need. Why is that relevant? Because the leading element here of driving is in a mental dimension. And this is where you have to be careful because that's where illusions reside. And illusions are the root causes of a lot of suffering in your experience. For example, this is where people can get easily confused between what they need versus what they want. And I want to preface here that we are talking about beyond the survival and the basic physical needs of water and shelter, right? What do I mean? A simple example. Let's say you are hungry and you need basically energy as a resource, right? So you are driven to seek food. Now, what you eat and how much, for example, is not necessarily driven by the resources itself, but your perception of what you think you need. This is where marketers are good at inception. Yes, because they manipulate your want and impregnate you to believe that it is a need. So your authentic desires get tainted and becomes a manufactured desire, which translates into an illusion in a mental dimension. So in simple terms, you have an image of how things have to be. You have that delicious image of how that fast food will make you feel, and then you see it as a need. And here you go, you can extrapolate beyond food. People have what? A need for 10 cars, a need for 3-4 yachts, and let's keep going. That's at the basis of war. Yes, that's the basis of war. Don't you think that there is enough resources, enough food for 8 billion people we have on this earth to be nourished? I hope that you can see that we just established. The image of how things ought to be is at the root cause of your drive in the mental dimension. I hope that you can see that we just established the image of how things ought to be is at the root cause of your drive in a mental dimension. Even though we can see that some of them are illusion generated through manufactured desires in the spirit dimension. So you can clearly see it's not necessarily the resources themselves, but your perception of what you think you need. And now that leads us into the third part of this video. And it's important because the illusion driving power becomes stronger when you're not aware of this. And it is one word: attachment. Yes, attachment. Attachment is what creates a strong link between the image and the illusion versus what you truly need. And it's that bond that solidifies your intention, which drives your action to pursue, which that you see as a need. Yes, and so attachment creates a perception of a need, which creates an expectation. That expectation will shape how you perceive and how you interpret your experience in the present. And voila! So in order to take charge, that's the second performance edge nugget today. Ask yourself, what is the level of attachment to what you think you need? Is it a want? Is it a need? So you look at the fact. Basically, you need to recognize the nuances and be self-honest. If you don't get what you want clearly, it is a lack of alignment that tells you that there is a need for spiritual growth, and the secret is to understand that the one event that you had where you didn't get what you wanted does not define who you are. Rather, it is an indicator of your need to grow. In other words, do not attach your identity to that image. Okay, I can talk some more, but I hope this serves you today. And you can use those performance nuggets that I share if you want to continue this conversation with me. And please sign up to our exclusive community, Performance Edge Wisdom Community. You can get your questions answered, and the link is below. And you'll get access to more tips and relevant answers to your real problem. And if you have any specific questions, also you want me to answer, you can submit them to www.quantumdo.com/video. Or if you want to be confidential and you need an NDA, you can also submit an email to a team at support@thequantumdo.com. And so that's what I want to share with you today on how the perception of resources, and not necessarily the resources, is really a key driver to your success or your failure. So I hope you're able to see it, because don't forget, failure is a necessary prerequisite to human excellence. Until next time, live your truth. Coach Sol,